especially the volume.
Very quickly, as we were quickly surrounded, our video journalist Leonardo had the wherewithal to actually use his BlackBerry to record what happened next, and for us it was a very, very tense scene, and I think the images show it all. Let's take a look.
It was supposed to be a simple 5-minute drive. We were trying to make it back to our hotel. But just a few hundred meters away, our hotel in sight, our car is forced to stop. In the worst place possible, in the middle of a bridge full of angry protesters. The car in front of us is searched. Ours is next. And with our TV camera at our feet and reports of journalists being attacked and beaten, we knew there was a possibility this wouldn't end well. First, a small group surrounds us, but that small group quickly grows, and so does our fear. Our driver first tries to speed away in reverse, then drives forward to get through the crowd. As tension rises, some of the protesters signal for us to make a U-turn. They're trying to help us, while others are trying to get into the car. As our driver makes a desperate attempt to turn around, the car gets stuck in the median of the bridge. With few options left, our driver gets out and pleads with the crowd. "I'm an Egyptian," he says. "We're all Egyptians. Let's not do this to each other." It seems to work. Then, as quickly as it began, the event is over. It lasted about 5 minutes, but we were free. It was all due to the help of a few Egyptians there who looked at us and took pity on us and helped us escape.
So as you can see from that, Paul, we were lucky. I mean, that lasted 5 minutes. I will say the longest 5 minutes of my life. At one point, our car was actually stuck on the median as we were trying to get out of there, and a very, very close call. People were not so lucky today. Other journalists were not so lucky. We saw other journalists and heard stories of other journalists who were either apprehended by the army, who were beaten, stabbed, beaten by gangs of these people. So we consider ourselves very lucky. Very, very lucky in many ways to get out there shaken, but otherwise unharmed by what was an incredibly close call.
You know, it's incredible video. What was all the shouting that was going on? What were they shouting about?
Yeah, and that's what we were wondering afterwards. After we got back to a hotel and tried to calm our nerves, I sat down with our translator, Amira. She was sitting in the front seat throughout that exchange, and I should also note at her feet was our television camera. Had that television camera been found, there is no doubt we would have been taken out of that vehicle and beaten. No two ways. Anyone with a TV camera was somehow being seen as an enemy of the state. She kept that TV camera in a knapsack at her feet, and she implored these people to have mercy on us. So after we got back to the hotel, I sat down with Amira to ask her what was being said, and here's a bit of our conversation.
How are you?
Fine.
Okay, fine. I could hear them, I could see them, but I couldn't understand them. What were they saying to us? Start from the first first person who stopped us?
The first one thought that we are, that me, a spy of them, to telling you a very bad news of them.
And these are pro Mubarak. These are people who support Mubarak.
No, not pro, not
anti.
Not anti.
Who were they?
They thought that the country, it will be run of them, and they thought they think about, you know what, like, I must hold my country by everything I can do.
At one point, you were pleading with them. You were talking to them.
Yeah.
I could hear it in your voice. But what were you saying to them?
First, I tried to tell them I am Egyptian. I'm with you. I'm your sisters, and you are my brothers. But they don't believe me. That's a problem. The situation now. Nobody believes nobody. No one trusts on no one. I can't trust on them, and them can't trust on me. I don't know when this will stop. What solution? I don't know. But the problem is not Mubarak now. The problem is not Mubarak. The problem was us. The problem. We want love each other. We want trust on each other more than before. Before we was like this. On each situations. I know this is must be. I know this is must be do. And the young people, when they do demonstrations from 25, it's very correct thing, and this is very good thing of our country. We want it to change. We want to be more and more good and better than from the past. We go on, not go to past. And this is very good, and I am with him, and everyone with him, but not like this.